Mind remapping, horological cognitive positioning systems, and concentric ethereal dials. Cognitive positioning systems are navigational thought sequences that are elevated to coincide with the immortalities of the mind's elusive fourth dimension. The fourth dimension are worlds of free ethereal energies, as realms of time faster than the speed of light, and it is here where we find the kingdoms of the Elohim. To capture this light energy, brain frequencies must transcend the mortality above human synthesis. Sacred words and languages in ancient knowledge mortalize these greater lights of the mind as examples of temporary divinity serving as guides to emotional liberation. But equally, any beliefs, ignorance, and fear will gravitate these lights of consciousness toward the lower mind in primal perversions. All communication uttered in our emotions, cast down from the heavens, the seven lights of the overmind and overdream into the physical shadows of color and matter, mortalized into the illusory reality of our third dimension. Through meticulous influence, human beings have proven themselves to be an absurd species, but we are being manipulated. A fallen species hides pain within illusions to enslave the mind, but for illuminated beings, the humility in their voice and writings is self-evident as free knowledge. With the utmost values of the mind, society prefers to subscribe to its mortality, rather than to nurture the freedom in its permanence. But with the coming of the ages, the realizations of these falsehoods are not in our wisdom. It is merely time exposing reality's life hoax. If you learn the language of the mind, you can expedite this pain and perceive the unified pulse of divinity, as the seven worlds faster than light. Our practice are life disciplines of death and rebirths through grounding transcendence, or transcendent grounding. This is our life purpose, to prepare ourselves for the seven ceremonial metamorphal transitions, to ready the perceived temples beyond the prism of our mind at our final phase shift, death. Ergo, what you do in life echoes in eternity. We practice the temporal fragmentation of the ego by opening the eye of the mind. Here, we call out and dance in front of our demons of the subconscious to subvert their power over us, before moving to the next stage in life. Without psychoactive stimulants, we harness Earth's elements to propel the mind into transcendence, whilst grounding and resetting cognitions through progressive states of maturity, courage, and purpose that exist beyond the veil of egocentric illusions. Cognitive positioning systems combine the trajectories of sun and moon dials to charter the four seasons of the mind that correspond to the cosmologies of the subconscious. The subconscious, by day of the angels, is the overmind, and by night of the demons, the overdream. Both these courses of time are superhighways of intelligence, but this is only comprehensible through mirrored placebos, by taking the deliberate paths which go against the grain of false conventions. This is the liberated walk of the space monkeys, who courageously leave the enclosures of their caged reality to find the light. Mirrored placebos is to become so removed from reality that the mind comes out of hiding, and realizing there is no one here but us, creating human simulations. Cognitive positioning systems measure inverted thoughts, which challenge projected normalities using our cognitive positioning frameworks. Minds are designed to only measure everything we aren't, so we can become everything we have been told to think, believe, and pretend that we are. We, however, are superpositions of quantum entanglements but trained to lock our thoughts to singular, limited positions, for scientific observation of primitive cognitive beings. Reality is a placebo, and we are its mirroring effects in the shape of human synthesis. Placebos are the symmetry of the mind reflecting realities back to us in what we believe is true, but if you can build the temples of the mind into an Eden, your cognitions will emit cosmic invitations to the gods who will stand at the gateway of your house. Human synthesis are open broadcast channels. Communications on these frequencies are complete neutral territories of knowledge for us to connect to the gates of the mind. But transitions across these seven satellites of cognition are closed. As a result, we are abandoned space monkeys in reality's forgotten experiments. But mental preparations in readiness for this global reset have begun. Your mortal status, academic achievements, or your financial prowess have no bearing here, because these are currencies of illuminated light that correspond to the single eye of mental sight. The challenge of first assignment, alchemy of the mind. To conduct thought exercises to demonstrate differences between the magnitudes of consciousness that open the prism of the mind versus the constraints of beliefs that close them. We will open the first of the mind's seven gates of visual light, expanding cognitions beyond 13 to 8 Hz. To join Metatech Organica, please register for a mind review and address the only questions that should grace your thoughts with every passing cycle of the sun and moon.